as we head into this coming week.
All right. I actually have some good weather-related news for breakfast lovers, by the way. According to a recent study by the Financial Times, breakfast is the cheapest it's been in 5 years.
And the weather is playing a big role in that price drop. Here to discuss the is our business weather expert, Paul Walsh. And, you know, Paul, this is the time of the morning. People are enjoying their waffles, their pancakes, their sausage, their eggs. So how does weather impact the price of those breakfast treats?
Paul, you're making me hungry now before I even get started talking. Well, the reality is about 100% of what we eat every morning for breakfast is impacted by the weather. The weather impacts what's grown. It impacts the feed that we provide to the livestock that ultimately ends up on our plate. So it's a direct relationship between the weather and the weather forecast and the commodity prices, which ultimately influences what we pay at the grocery store.
All right, I feel like we've been talking about prices going up. I know there was that story about the eggs and the production. So what is causing prices to go down?
Right, so we're past all of that, and now we're seeing the impact of relatively good weather across the growing season here in the U.S. for the last couple of years and around the world. So we're seeing things like orange juice and milk, and I think you guys mentioned earlier bacon, all are being impacted positively on the commodity markets because of the fact that supplies are growing and demand is basically staying flat. So it becomes a supply and demand issue. So we're seeing those price drops on the markets.
So, Paul, I'm a pancake and waffle connoisseur. I really like maple syrup. So are prices dropping for everything related to breakfast?
Well, not everything. So we're seeing some pretty significant drops. Those things you mentioned are seeing those drops come down again on the commodity markets. But some things like teas, for example, are actually the wholesale prices and the commodity prices are going up, and that's really drought related. So it's not uniform. We're not seeing prices drop everywhere in the commodities market, but we are seeing some increases at other places.
All right, good news with that little edge. As always, Paul Walsh, we appreciate your insight and got us all thinking about what's on our plate and how much that's going to cost.
You know, I wish maple syrup prices would come down.
Yeah.
A quart of pure maple syrup, like between $12 and $15.
But I like the real stuff.
But it tastes so good.
It's so good. All right, coming up next.